Right now on WCNC Charlotte, history in the making. President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris address the nation. As a country divided struggles to heal, a look at the message the two shared for both parties. Then as COVID numbers soar and the flu ramps up speed, this morning a look at what doctors suggest if you start to feel under the weather.
You're watching Wake Up Charlotte on WCNC Charlotte.
Good Sunday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Wake Up Charlotte Weekend. I'm Kendall Morris. We've got lots to get to this morning, but first, let's send it over to meteorologist Chris Mulcahy for a check of the forecast. How are things looking this morning, Chris?
Looking pretty good, Kendall.
Yep, get out and enjoy today while you can. Thanks, Chris. Now to our top story this morning, history in the making this weekend. President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris delivered victory speeches to the nation last night, while President Trump vows he still plans to fight the results in court. NBC's Sarah Dolph is at the Biden-Harris election headquarters in Wilmington with the latest. And back here in Charlotte, we've all been waiting for results for days. It's been an anxiety-filled week no matter how you voted. Saturday was a day of celebration on one side of the ticket and one of shock and disbelief on the other side. Take a listen.
Well, I'm excited.
This was just one of those shockers.
And yeah, politics aside, the Biden-Harris ticket made history on many fronts. Biden set to become the oldest candidate to be sworn in as president, and Harris as the first woman and woman of color to be vice president. On Saturday, shortly after the news broke of the Biden win, Arlana Harris spoke with black leaders in the Queen City about the message that this sends to younger generations.
First of all,
And North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper is reacting to the news, tweeting, "Congratulations to President-elect Joe Biden and VP-elect Kamala Harris. I look forward to working with them for a stronger, better educated, and healthier North Carolina." And around the world, international leaders swiftly congratulated President-elect Joe Biden and say that they are looking forward to working with a new administration. NBC's Richard Engel reports from London.
Messages of relief. Richard Engel, NBC.
And as millions across the country and world celebrate, President Trump says he is continuing his efforts to dispute the outcome. He says he is not conceding the election. In fact, he even took to Twitter on Saturday saying that he is the real winner here. Writing in all caps, the president said, quote, "The observers were not allowed into the counting rooms. I won the election, got 71 million legal votes." He went on to say that millions of mail-in ballots were sent to people who did not even ask for them. Twitter promptly flagging the tweet as disputed, and the president did not provide specific evidence to his claims. Trump says his campaign will start prosecuting his case in court on Monday. Now be sure to keep it here all morning long. In our next hour at 7:40, we'll be joined live by moderator of Meet the Press, NBC's Chuck Todd. And though it won't make or break the presidential election here in Mecklenburg County, ballots continue to be counted. The Mecklenburg County Board of Elections is sorting through thousands of mail-in ballots that were received on and after Election Day, though of course these ballots had to be postmarked by Election Day. It makes North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Alaska the only states left where results have not been finalized. But again, the Biden-Harris ticket able to secure the presidency without those state electoral college numbers. And for much more on the historic Biden-Harris win, you can download the WCNC News app or go to WCNC.com. We'll have the latest on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's speeches and the lead up to the inauguration. We'll be right back. Taking a break from our election coverage to our other big story, can't forget about it. COVID-19 is still around in the Carolinas as cases continue to trend in the wrong direction. The Palmetto State reporting its highest one-day count since late July with more than 1,600 new positive cases Saturday. It's prompting state health officials to issue a statement saying they're worried the state is entering a fall surge. And here in North Carolina, the case surge continues as well. Yesterday, the Tar Heel State reporting more than 2,600 new cases, continuing to stay above that 2,000 line. Health officials say daily cases are up an average of 90% compared to lows that we saw back in September. This morning, still no arrest in a deadly shooting of a 16-year-old in Charlotte's Autumnwood neighborhood. We're told it happened at the Orchard Trace condominiums in Northeast Charlotte around 8 p.m. last night. Now, the victim died at the scene. If you have any information that could help in this investigation, you're asked to call Charlotte Police. Over in Cleveland County, a WCNC viewer sent us this video of a 5-alarm fire at an auto parts supply business in Shelby. Just take a look at that. You can see the smoke just filling up the air there and billowing from that building. Officials tell us one worker had to be sent to a burn center in Winston-Salem for injuries. Today has some great temperatures in store, but Chris, if people are just waking up, some are waking up to some patchy fog.
Yeah, it all depends where you are, Kendall. Now, looking at the Charlotte area next Saturday.
All right, Chris, thank you. And as if we didn't have enough on our plates this year with COVID-19, we also have flu season, which is making this fall and winter even tougher this year. So if you do catch one of these viruses, what are your best options for treatment? Wake Up Charlotte anchor Carolyn Bruck explains what doctors say you can do to take care of yourself at home. Right now on Wake Up Charlotte weekend, COVID surge here at home and nationwide as the country shatters daily record case counts. The news isn't much better here in the Carolinas. This morning, what some states are now being forced to do to try and stop the virus from spreading. Then chaos in the streets of D.C. Trump supporters clashing with Black Lives Matter groups and police as the president and supporters refuse to accept Joe Biden as president-elect. This morning, the steps Biden is now taking to try and move the country forward.
You're watching Wake Up Charlotte on WCNC Charlotte.
Good Sunday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Wake Up Charlotte Weekend. I'm Kendall Morris. First, let's send it out to meteorologist Aisha Scott for a check of the forecast. Aisha, we've got some fog to talk about this morning. This morning, new details surrounding a 4-hour standoff in Concord Saturday. Now, when it was all over with, one employee of the tire shop was dead and police arrested one man. The suspect you see here, 39-year-old Jeremy Spann, now facing multiple charges. WCNC Charlotte's Lexi Wilson has the latest from Concord. In Gaston County, Remedies nightclub, where 6 people were shot late Thursday, has now had its alcohol permit suspended. Among those shot, 2 off-duty police officers. All the victims are expected to be okay. The suspension issued last night in Gastonia went into immediate effect. 2 suspects charged in the shooting made their first court appearance on Friday and are due back in court next month. Their bond set at $1 million. Sad news to report out of Union County. The school system there announcing the death of a longtime employee. Melissa Bowman, a data manager at Poplin Elementary School, had been with the school district 20 years. We first reported back in September that Bowman was battling COVID-19 and put on a ventilator. A GoFundMe created for her says she died after a valiant fight. All those who knew her tell us she will be missed. The district says they'll have counselors on hand at the school for anyone who would like to talk. Now to the latest in Washington. States across the country are approaching deadlines to certify their election results. Now, as this happens, President Trump and his supporters continue to claim, without evidence, the election was stolen. Thousands of Trump supporters protesting the election yesterday. Meanwhile, the president-elect Joe Biden is moving forward with transition plans despite no cooperation from the White House. Here's NBC's Chris Pallone. And make sure you keep it here with WCNC Charlotte all morning long. Immediately following this newscast, it's Meet the Press with Chuck Todd. Here's a look at his guest lineup this week. Yeah, the pandemic is not going away, and the news is not good here at home. We begin with the North Carolina numbers. Saturday, the Tar Heel state set another record. The state posting an all-time daily high of nearly 3,900 new cases. Look at how much more difference there was between that and the day before. North Carolina also set a record for hospitalizations at more than 1,400 people. These numbers coming as the Centers for Disease Control now requires hospitalizations be reported for the entire length of stay, so more people are included in those totals. Over in the Palmetto State, more and more daily case counts above 1,000. Saturday reporting more than 1,600 cases, which is up from Friday's numbers. Officials in South Carolina also reporting 9 more deaths from COVID-19. Now, as for the numbers nationwide, the U.S. topped another daily record Saturday with more than 180,000 COVID-19 cases reported. Now, this is a sad trend that is becoming all too common here, people. Over the past 12 days, the U.S. has reported more than 100,000 cases a day. And those aren't just numbers. That's a mother, a brother, a father, a sister, a friend. Those numbers now leading more states and cities to reimpose lockdowns. Oregon and New Mexico are urging residents to stay home for 2 weeks. In Chicago, starting tomorrow, people will only be allowed to leave their homes if it is truly essential. And New York City is contemplating closing their schools for a second time to in-person learning. Switching gears, if you're looking for a family fun event to safely kick off the holidays, well, we have this event for you. Today, two local business owners, Vanyetta Watson of Volt and Tara Crawford of Royalty Beauty Bar, are hosting a Winter Wonderland themed small mall expo. The event starts at noon at Graham Street Station in Uptown. And get this, Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be there, masked and available for pictures with your little ones. Plus, you'll also be able to shop in a socially distanced atmosphere with more than a dozen of the most unique small businesses across the Carolinas. Sounds like a good way to go ahead and get in the holiday spirit.
Especially during offer.
And again, that event starts at noon at Graham Street Station in Uptown. Masks and temperature checks are mandatory for entry. As we head out to break, there's no denying there's a lot of hype for the home teams here in the QC. Look at this new uniform. This past week, the Hornets unveiled the new swag, their new City Edition uniforms for the upcoming season. The mint uniform with gold and granite accents celebrates Charlotte's history as home of the first U.S. branch mint and the Carolina Gold Rush of the early 1800s. I love the meaning behind all of this. The City Edition jerseys are expected to be available at retail stores on December 3rd. The 2020-21 NBA season is set to debut on December 22nd. Yeah, we need a little more sports in our lives during all this. We'll see you after the break. Right now on WCNC Charlotte, grab the rain gear and perhaps make plans to stay inside. It's shaping up to be a messy, rainy Sunday. Chris says later today we could even see some storms across the area. This morning, the radar says it all. Then rally rebound, the latest on the president's return to mass gatherings and campaign events, even as some are questioning if this is the right move or even the right message to send amid the pandemic.
You're watching Wake Up Charlotte on WCNC Charlotte.
Good Sunday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Wake Up Charlotte Weekend. I'm Kendall Morris. Not to put a damper on your Sunday, but it is damp outside. Meteorologist Chris Mulcahy joining us now. Chris, today is a day that people need to stay weather aware.
Stay weather aware, certainly.
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thank you. This morning, a nationwide surge in new coronavirus cases, prompting health experts to sound the alarm. Don't let your guard down. This after 3 days in a row of more than 50,000 cases being reported. The last time that happened, mid-August. NBC's Steve Patterson has details. Important reminders there. Now to COVID-19 numbers here in the Carolinas. As more businesses open up, North Carolina is seeing cases rise. Yesterday, marking the third day in a row, the Tar Heel State has reported 2,000 cases or more. Saturday's total, more than 2,300. Now, by contrast, over in South Carolina, less than 900 new cases were reported yesterday. This morning, the latest on President Trump's return to rallies. The first event held yesterday since being released from the hospital, the first since contracting COVID-19. It's also been 2 days since the last update from his physician. Still unclear to everyone if he's currently negative for the virus. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell has details from the White House. Now to the Democratic side, new ads for Joe Biden hit the airwaves this weekend, featuring none other than Charlotte's own Mayor Vi Lyles and more than a dozen black mayors. Take a listen to this.
Let's vote.
Vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Your turn, fellas.
Okay.
And the ad closing with the message encouraging everyone to show up, show out, and vote. Now, the clip we just showed, just one of 3 videos featuring Lyles and other black mayors. It's currently playing in battleground states, including here in North Carolina. And of course, Election Day now just 24 days away. We want you to know WCNC Charlotte has you covered as your election headquarters. If you have any questions about the voting process, we're here to help. Just text us your question to 704-329-3600. We'll be right back. You give me a kiss? All right, we'll see you on the other side of the break, and Ronnie will be here.
We'll take it away. What do you think? You're confident.
You're putting me on the spot here, but I feel like I have heard you say this one before. I'm going to be embarrassed if I get this wrong now. I think it's D, March. Final answer.
All right, and the answer is... That is correct. It is March. There we go.
Yeah, Jay, I'm not even going to comment on your egg making there because it has me a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Neither one of you are eating those. That definitely has some shell in it.
Look, see, I knew it. I knew Jay Gray would come through right there.
Yeah, you want a little bit of eggs with a side of shell. Okay, go right ahead, y'all. This area expected to get more than 12 inches of snow, so I want to give you a look at where we are right about now. With more rain in the forecast heading into Memorial Day weekend, that means people here are keeping an eye on the water. Take a look at this house on Colony Road. You can see where a tree crashed into the upper floors of the house. Business owners say the sinkhole is causing fear among customers and hurting their bottom line. The signs are going up, and city leaders say that Charlotte is ready on all fronts. Take a look here right now. CMPD's North Tryon Division still on scene at this shopping center. 99, what a deal. You can see the path that car took this morning, first hitting that curb, then coming up this hill. Police say when you do go to the gym, take the bare minimum with you. Your keys, cell phone, little cash, credit cards, and driver's license, and don't leave any valuables in your car.